If there is one country which can deploy troops anywhere in the world and can project firepower across the globe, it will be undoubtedly United States of America, the sole superpower as we know. And as we are slowly drifting towards Cold War Part 2, if there is one country which can truly compete with US, at least economically, it will be China. China has been building a strong military since last couple of decades and aiming to expand into a true blue water navy and an air force of upwards of 10,000 aircrafts by 2030. But in this video, we will be discussing what if China tries to commence a full-scale war against US and how much will China succeed or fail in 2020. So first, let's compare very basic stature of both the countries. China does have overall bigger human resource than US, and US largely has much better technological advantage than any other country in the world, which is still unchallenged. China might have been able to amass quantitative advantage over US in some variables, but still United States has much better quality of weapon systems than China. So since in our scenario we are considering China as aggressor, let's find out the opportunities that China can exploit to hurt United States preemptively. Unlike US, China does not have lots of military bases across the globe, which limits China's capability to strike mainland US. Having said that, China has started building lots of military bases in Africa and many other countries, so it might change in future. But we will strictly talk about China's capability in 2020. So what can China do? Well, we will avoid discussion about financial and economical bans, although it will for sure spice up the raw aggression. China has two options. First, China can straight away strike the mainland US using ICBMs, coupled with amphibious landing. But this option is almost suicidal for China. China may successfully destroy some critical locations in US using a conventional warhead, but will China be able to successfully deploy land forces through amphibious operation? Totally not. First of all, China's air power is very limited when it comes to long-range airlift and long-range air support. So China may not even attempt to paradrop its soldiers on American soil. And if somehow China is able to land some of its soldiers through amphibious operation, which is highly unlikely, still Chinese Air Force is incapable of giving long-range air support to its units. The second option that China has is attacking US bases in South Korea, Japan, or Guam, or we can go as far as Hawaii. China will probably resist itself from attacking South Korea or Japanese bases, as it might trigger a 2 or 3 front war for which China is not ready. Other option is Guam, where US Navy has fairly large base. Hawaii is also an option, but again, Hawaii is reasonably far away for Chinese forces. US can resupply Guam with over 70,000 soldiers deployed in Japan and South Korea. Guam has strategic bomber aerial refuelers deployed too. So US will be able to retaliate in very robust fashion. But let's assume China will successfully occupy Guam. Although it will be a very bloody war, will US retaliate? If yes, then how successful of a retaliation will it be? Well, it totally depends on how much time the US takes to retaliate. It must be assumed that if China occupies Guam, China will need to sink at least 2 aircraft carriers and 3 to 4 nuclear submarines of US Navy. And China will also lose a huge part of their navy. China will probably lose their sole aircraft carrier and many more vessels, maybe much more than US. The problem that China has is that the US can soon try to reoccupy Guam by sending even more aircraft carriers and air powers from Hawaii. And China cannot do the same thing. The reason is that Guam is still fairly far away from mainland China, which is about 1800 miles away. And by losing its sole aircraft carrier, China will lose its capability to project firepower. In that case, China will have to scramble its fighter and bomber aircrafts from its mainland. These aircrafts will be soon suppressed by US Navy aircrafts. So once US military deploys more of its assets near Guam, it will try to contain the entire war in Guam itself and might end up reoccupying it. Well, it's again arguable if US will be able to reoccupy Guam or not, because China might be able to sufficiently resupply its invading forces in Guam. And it also depends on the scale of US military retaliation, so we can talk about that in some other video. So technically, China can occupy Guam, although I'm very critical of that outcome, but still, PLA of 2020 cannot even think of trying to invade mainland US. Well, if you like these kind of videos, then please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Spearhead, over and out.